Hello, good afternoon. It's Victor Johnson again with Goodwill Columbus Workforce Development, and have our afternoon session now. And we're going to be talking about addressing difficult customers. Joining me will be Valerie Hawes in the chat room. She'll be our moderator, and we'll be talking about things that help you with your employment. And we do this every day, 10 o'clock and 2 p.m. And we have topics that range from your resume to customer service, workplace etiquette. We are here to help you with your employment needs, getting a job, getting a job. So if you're trying to find that job and you're not sure if your resume is up to par, or you're not sure if your interviewing skills are that good, if you're not sure, what the workplace attitude should be like, just tune in 10 and 2. And also in the near future, we're going to have some live one-to-one training sessions so that you can get your resume up to par and you can do a comprehensive job search. So those things are coming in the near future. In the meantime, thank you for watching, and I'm going to talk about addressing difficult customers. First, I'm going to try to manage this difficult technology, so please bear with me. Okay, slideshow. All right, addressing difficult customers. So he said, so hey, what if I have to address a difficult customer? Well, I'm glad you asked that. When you're addressing someone who's unhappy and maybe upset and even maybe a little abusive, remember to breathe. When a customer makes a complaint, take that mental step back. You do not have to move. Just take a mental step back, slow yourself down, and breathe. Breathing deeply will relax you. And it may be difficult to think of it at the time, but remember that if you respond, in a negative manner, it's only going to make the situation worse. So remember to breathe and breathe quietly. Don't take a sigh, take a breath. When you're taking a deep breath, no one should hear it, and only you should know about it. But if you do this, then the customer is going to know that you're upset. And besides, that's not a deep breath. That's just an expression of exasperation. So the other thing is, give the customer your full attention. Listen to the whole problem before responding. Use empathy. We'll talk about empathy in just a moment. Put yourself in their shoes. If you're trying to explain what your problem is, would you want someone cutting you off when you're talking to them? Would you want them to, you get halfway through telling them what the problem is and they say, oh, yeah, that's happened 100 times today. Well, it may have happened 100 times today for that person, but for you, it's the only time it's happened. So remember that when you are dealing with someone, it may be all day you've been dealing with the same problem, but for the person who calls you or comes to see you, that problem is their only time that they've been dealing with that. So just remember that. Don't jump the gun. Give respect, excuse me. And, that's the same thing about the complaints. If someone has a complaint, it's unique to them. So don't jump the gun. Listen to them. Listen to their problem fully. Even if you think you might know what the solution is, or from whatever happened during the day, you know what the solution is. Give the customer, the respect to express themselves. And just take that breath and be calm and listen. You never know what else might be going on. if you don't listen. And we're going to talk some more about empathy. So what does empathy have to do with excellent customer service? Well, as Daniel Pink said, empathy is about standing in someone else's shoes, feeling with his or her heart, seeing with his or her eyes. Not only is empathy hard to outsource and automate, but it makes the world a better place. Empathy is about standing in someone else's shoes. Have you ever heard that phrase before? Walk a mile in someone else's shoes. Basically, put yourself in that situation. If you're dealing with someone who's difficult or upset, put yourself in their shoes. Think about how you would feel if it had happened to you. And then what kind of service would you expect when you come to see them? Just think about what you would expect, how you would like to be treated. That's practicing empathy. Try to understand. Once again, you're using empathy. Don't become defensive. There's no reason to become defensive. It is a situation that is about either a thing, a circumstance, or an action. So what's going to happen is going to happen. You can make the situation better, or you can make the situation worse. And when you make a situation better, the solution always outlasts the problem. So try to understand. Don't become defensive. Take that breath. Some people say count to 10, but take that breath. And if you can, take 3 breaths, maybe while the person is talking, and that will calm you down. It is the thing that will calm you down. It's been scientifically proven that deep breathing calms the body. So put yourself in the customer's shoes. Now, always use your initiative when dealing with complaints. It's up to you, even when you involve other people. It's up to you when if you go get the manager, that was still up to you. You took the action to get the manager, or whatever you had to do to help that customer, you would be the one taking the action. Remember, think about how you would want to be treated. Think about how you would want the situation to come out if you were the customer. Never pass the customer around from person to person. Oh my God. Think about that. Sometimes you get on a phone call and you get in the customer service, and then they say, oh, you need technical services, and then technical services, oh, you need security services, and then security services says, oh, you should have just called customer service. If you can take care of the problem, do all you can. If you realize you can take care of the problem, go straight to that person. Don't play the passing game that, just listen for a second and then say, hold on a minute, I'm going to transfer you to somebody else. Think about who you're transferring them to. Think about what you can do in that situation. You've been in stores where they say, if you have your receipt, you can get your refund. And there are stores that say you can have if you have your receipt within 14 days, you get a full refund. There are other stores that say if you don't have a receipt, or if the receipt is after 14 days, you get a store credit. Now, maybe in a place where someone works like that, maybe just out the counter, they can make that decision. But if they can't, don't waste the person's time. If the only person who can make that decision is the manager, as soon as the customer has finished expressing what they need, then just tell them, sir, ma'am, I understand what you're saying. To resolve this, I'm going to need to go get the manager. They're the only one that can make the decision on this. I'll be right back. See, that's all you have to do. And if you can make the decision, then take it on yourself to make the decision. Make the customer happy. Now, once a customer has aired their grievance, you should immediately give a sincere apology, because sincerity is a sign of respect. You might not be at fault. Most of the time, you're probably not at fault. If someone's bringing something back that's broken, uh, chances are you didn't make it. You just sold it. However, take responsibility for the problem because the customer is coming to you for this service, this part, this sometimes advice, things like that, or even direction. Sometimes people are coming to you for that. And let's say you give the wrong direction, you do something, or the part broke, then just give a sincere apology and stay calm. It will calm down the customer too, because human beings like to mimic each other. So if you're trying to be calm, they're more likely to try to be calm too. And remember, it's not that you're taking, all the responsibility for the problem. You're just showing that you are sorry this happened to the person. Oh, I'm so sorry that happened to you. I'm so sorry this didn't work. I'm so sorry I missed that. It's just a little thing, but it goes a long way. Customers never want to hear excuses. So remember, you have to consider how you explain or if you should explain. You're fully entitled to briefly explain why the service wasn't up to the standard they expected. But remember this. If you're staying calm and listening to the customer and doing your best to resolve the situation, that customer may or may not stay upset. So what happens if they do stay upset? Well, don't be influenced by everyone else's demeanor. Be your own person. Have your own character. Stay calm. And remember, if they are still upset, they really don't want to hear an explanation. If they're feeling good and you're both smiling at each other, then you can say, this has happened, 2 or 3 times, and really sorry about it, but this is something that we've been running into lately. And you explain the situation. Now, that's sincere. It helps you. It might help the customer, but you have to be aware. If that customer is not ready to hear something like that, don't say it. Keep the customer happy. Customer service should not be a department. It should be the entire company. And remember, it's not always someone on the other side of a counter. It could be the person sitting in the cubicle next to you, working on the line next to you. Your customers is the person you're giving the service to. So just remember, if you're working with someone and they're upset, it's just like dealing with an unhappy customer who has something that they want to bring back or something that's not working right. So now that we've talked about this, addressing an unhappy customer, how do you give them that excellent service that you would expect if you had a problem? Be empathetic, be courteous and respectful, never show indifference to others. You ever walk in someplace and no one even recognizes that you're there? No one acknowledges that you're there? How's that feel? It doesn't feel great. Never show indifference to others. Don't contradict, argue, or match wits. Your job is to resolve the situation. Good manners will get you everywhere. If you have good manners, that will take care of a lot of situations. Because if you have good manners, you already realize that you need to take a step back. You need to breathe. You need to be calm. You need to speak respectfully. That's just good manners. And consistently go above and beyond. If it's up to you And let's say if you work at McDonald's and someone's got an order and it's taken a really long time to get their order, put yourself in their shoes, and maybe you offer them, would you like a drink? Go ahead and you can have this drink for free because you're waiting so long. And I'm sorry that you have to wait so long. That's all it takes to give excellent customer service. That's the kind of thing that you do when you go above and beyond. Because most customers just want you to greet them, value them, help them, listen to them, and just make things easy in this, wherever it is. If the person working next to you or a person across a counter, make things easy for that person. Treat them the way you would want to be treated. When you are the one serving the customer, whether that person receives excellent customer service or poor customer service, it is up to you. Excellent customer service is up to you, and you can deliver it every time. So let me change my screen here. Just give me a moment. Okay. And let's see, I'll be able to go back and I'll be able to see you again. Now I can see you. Okay, great. So thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for your comments. And thank you, Valerie, for being the moderator this afternoon. Remember, Goodwill Columbus has so much available to you. So there, right now, for more information, you can go to this website right below me here, right down here, and you can get more information on our programs for training and certification and our programs for career development. So that's it for me this afternoon. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you soon.